Hey everyone, this is going to be the tutorial of the last trick I actually uploaded. So if you didn't check out that performance video, I will leave a link down in the description. I'm also going to leave the original video where I learned this effect from down below as well, along with the channel. So make sure you go and subscribe to Card Mat Tutorials. Now you will see for his video, he does it different, a little different than how I do it, but in this video I'm going to teach you a lot of ways you can actually go about this effect. And before we actually start, in case you're wondering about the cards I am going to be using for this video, and I also use for the tutorial video, these are the navigators. I have a deck review on these, so I will leave that down below in the description. So let's get into how to do this. Now, how I did it in the performance is pretty much how Card Mat Tutorials did it. Now, I'm going to be calling Card Mat Tutorials CMT throughout the entire video. So if you hear CMT, just know that I'm referring to Card Mat Tutorials. So, how CMT did it was he had two cards. One of the cards was a joker, and one of the cards was a queen. And the reason he used a joker and a queen was because there was this video put out a while back by Robert Ball Magician. I will leave the link to the video down below and Robert's channel as well down below. But he wanted us, it's like a little challenge to come up with an effect using the Joker and the Queen, because he actually listened to a song titled The Joker and the Queen. Now, if you would like to see my effect or my take on the Joker and the Queen, I will also leave that in the description as well. So, you're going to have any two cards, okay? If you're going to do it how CMT did it, you can either have the Joker and the Queen or any two cards. And you're going to want to place them 9th and 10th from the top of the deck. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to place either the Joker and the Queen, and then that other card. Now in this case, I'm going to place the two red kings. I'm also going to leave them face up. Keep in mind, though, they would be face down, because the spectator would then be able to see how the trick works if they were face up. Obviously, you don't want that. So once you have your two cards, 9th and 10th from the top, you're set to go. What I did starting off was a false shuffle, which I will link down below in the description, and a false cut. And I'll also link those in the description as well. Then I asked the spectator for a number between 9 and 10, or actually 10 and 20. You know your two cards are 9 and 10, so 10 and 20, and you don't want the spectator to name 10, and you don't want them to name 20. If you saw the performance video, you will see why. So let's keep things simple. Let's go with 11. So you can have the spectator actually deal 11 cards if you feel like they're going to do it right. But if you don't feel like they're going to do it right, you should probably go ahead and do it. So this is essentially what's happening. Keep in mind, these two cards would be face down, but for tutorial sake, they'll be face up. So you're going to deal 11 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right from the top of the deck in one pile. Then you say, let's go ahead and take 11, okay, and let's add up those numbers from 11. 1 and 1, which is going to be 2. So, from this pile that you dealt, you're going to deal two cards back to the deck. So you know for this pile, you went like this. 10, 11, 1 and 1 is 2. So now from this pile, you're going to take back 1, 2 cards, and then put this card on top of the pile off to the side. As you can see, it's going to be one of your two setup cards. So I hope that made sense, but I'll go over that again for you. So let's say they name 11. You're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If we add up 1 and 1, that's 2. So from this pile that you dealt on the table, you're going to take back 1, 2 cards, okay, because 1 and 1 is 2, and put this next card off to the side, because that is one of the selections. And then take the rest of the pile on the table and put it on top of the deck. When I was practicing this, I actually went ahead and placed the deck back onto the small pile, the big deck. Now that's wrong because that's going to place one of your cards on top of the deck. When in reality, you want to do it right, if you place the small pile on top, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then their card is ninth, and then you want the two cards ninth and 10th. I hope that made sense. I'll go over that one more time at the end when going over one of the different ways. And now they're going to name another number out loud. And they can even name the same number. It doesn't matter. Let's switch it up and let's go with 15. So they can deal 15 or you can deal 15. So let's say we deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And you explain, okay, let's add 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So now we're going to take back 6 cards from this pile and then take that next card and leave it off to the side. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now this card goes off to the side. You can drop the deck because now you are all set. Because your two cards are already right there to reveal any way you would like. Okay, so that is the original way of how to do it. You would have the Joker and the Queen. Now here is some impromptu ways you can go about this. So let's say the deck is shuffled and you explain you're going to make two predictions. So you're going to want a full deck of 52 cards for this to work. I'll show you what to do if you don't have a full deck of 52. So you know the cards would be like this. So the backs are to the spectator when you're looking for the prediction. But here is the exposed view. So you're going to start spreading from the top. And you're going to be counting while you're spreading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Meaning you're going to look for the soulmates of the ninth and 10th card, the Jack of Diamonds, and the Ace of Clubs. Now, you would want both cards actually, or you would like both cards to be in the lower half of the deck, so you don't have to do this one move. But as we can see, one of the soulmates is right here in the top 10. So what do you do there? Simple. First, you're going to go to one of the soulmates of one of the cards, in this case, the Jack of Hearts. And keep in mind everything, move this up a little. Everything is going to be like this. I'm just going to expose it. And then you're going to go down to any card you would like. Okay, now you don't want any card in the stack of 10 where the Jack of Hearts and the Ace of Spades is, or the Jack of Diamonds and Ace of Clubs, my bad. So you want to leave this top 10 stack alone. You don't want to touch it. But any card underneath it, you can up jog. And then you're going to go through to that 10 card stack and upload that and up jog that soulmate that's not supposed to be there, the ace of spades. So now you have 3 cards up jogged. You're going to place all these cards right on top of the deck, and then you're going to look at them like you're trying to decide, and then you're going to take the 2 soulmates you're supposed to and put them face down. So it would be like this. So in this case, the ace of spades and the jack of hearts, meaning you put 1 card on top. So if we count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, just because the jack of hearts goes with the jack of diamonds and the ace of spades goes with the ace of clubs. But if you didn't place that indifferent card on top, these would be 8 and 9 as opposed to 9 and 10. I hope that made sense, but you can check out the original video. And now you're going to do the trick the same way. So you can do false cuts and shuffles, and then you're going to ask them for a number. Let's say we stick with the same number twice. Let's go with, actually, we'll switch it up. Let's go with 14. So either they can deal 14 or you can deal 14. But you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then you say, okay, let's add 1 and 4, which is 5. So now we're going to take back 5 cards from this stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This card goes off to the side and is one of your setup cards here, meaning this small packet goes on top. And now I would probably do a shuffle and a cut again and then ask for another number. Let's go with 19. So now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And keep in mind the spectator could deal 19 as well. So now you're going to add 19. 1 and 9 is 10. So you're going to take back 10 cards from this packet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We place this card off to the side. You can drop the deck on top. And then you can place these 2 predictions right here. And you can say, okay, these were my predictions from beforehand. These were the 2 cards you stopped on, the ace of clubs and the jack of diamonds. And my 2 predictions before you name the 2 numbers are the ace of spades and the jack of hearts. And now you can go into a sandwich effect, because now you have 2 cards that match. So now any sandwich effect can work. And if you want, you could even find a 4 of a kind. So let's say, for example, that you pull out. So here's another way you can go about this effect. Let's say you give the deck over to the spectator to shuffle, and you say, okay, we're going to try to find the other 2 red aces. But first, I want to show you all of the cards are different. And while you're spreading and you're showing these cards are all different, all you're going to do, I'm not the best at this, but you're just going to use the call, and you're going to call these 2 cards to 9th and 10th from the top of the deck. And then once you do the trick, these 2 cards will be here. And then you can say, okay, let's see which 2 cards we found. And they are the other 2 aces. And then you can do a trick with a 4 of a kind, which I think I have a few on the channel. Another way you could go about this is you could have 2 cards selected, and then you could control them 9th and 10th from the top. Now, I'm not going to teach you any controls, but I will link some down below, and really quick, I'll give you an exposed view of some you could do. But keep in mind, you can do any 2 controls you would like. let's say the 2 of diamonds and the 5 of spades. So the first way I might go about the control is the overhand shuffle. Now all of these will be down in the description. This is just the exposed view. Of course you don't want to do it face up and show what you're doing. I'm just going to show you where you want to control it. So I would chop off about half, and then I would run either 9 cards or 8 cards. It really depends if you want one of the cards ninth or 10th. Let's just say 9, or actually 10th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you can either pull back on this ninth card, or what you can do, so just push it back with your thumb, or you can actually move this next card down about halfway, shuffle the rest on top, cover up that break. So now you just lift up on the break, you push in, and now once you shuffle from this break, okay, so let's say we shuffle it like that, the card will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess for 10th, you would want to add 10 cards on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So there's the 2 there. And then for the 5, you could do, I don't know, let's say the Marlowe tilt. You'll turn around and you could count 3, 6, 9. Keep a break with your pinky, and then you can show the 5 and how it goes somewhere into the middle of the deck. And just like that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, the 5 of spades. So you can control a card ninth or 10th from the top, or actually 2 cards ninth and 10th from the top. You could even use the call, which I'll link down below. Or what you could do is you could have one card, ninth or 10th, and then you could do the effect. So what you're going to want is actually the card to be 10th from the top. If I'm planning this out right, I should have checked this out beforehand, but I didn't. So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is going on here? Some reason. What's going on with this deck? So that's ninth. And then we have 10th, which is the 3 of hearts. So let's say we put it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 10th. So now if they name a number out loud, because now this is the 10 to 20 force, which you're going to do. Let's say 11. So you're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now this is a little different because this time instead of counting 2 cards back and then put in the third card down and put in the packet on top, what you're going to do here is you're going to say, okay, let's add up the two numbers. 11. 1 and 1 is 2. So now we're going to deal 2 cards from this pile. So you can take back 1 card and then put that second card off to the side. Put the deck on top. And now you have your 3 of hearts right there. So either you control the card 10th from the top, and then you did the effect. You could have used the call to control the card 10th from the top and put it down there. Or you could have looked at the 10th card, taken out the Soulmate, and you could have done what I showed you earlier. If the Soulmate was in the top 10 stack, put the Soulmate down and then go with the trick. But that really is the tutorial for this effect. So I hope that really made sense. If it didn't, there's a much shorter tutorial down below in the description. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week with a new video. Bye.